Patrick Kelley, welcome to Tattooed Nerd. Oh, all right. I just got told it's 5:28. I just got told by the family that Taco Tuesday starts at 6. So wrap your crap up and get it going, Dad. I have things to do. We have things to do. By the way, we're watching as a family every night. Well, maybe not every night, but pretty much every night. If the kids get their schoolwork done and practice their guitar and do all their chores and have dinner and clean up everything, after all that is done, we can watch Harry Potter. I just bumped the camera. I apologize. I'm going to do this. Hey, check this out. It's on a boom. Ooh, look at that. Oh my gosh. I feel like a professional photographer. No, so after everything's done, we can watch Harry Potter. And we're on the second one. We just started. We already watched all the Star Wars this summer. That was their thing. So Harry Potter, the second one is, what is that one? The Chamber of Secrets, I believe. Sorcerer's Stone was the first one. So they want me to wrap this video up. So get it over with, Dad. Just talk fast like you do. Talk loud like you do. Use a lot of gestures. Say stupid stuff that no one cares about. That's me. Hi, Patrick Kelley. I'm a distinguished architect at Zoom. I am not a spokesman or a figurehead for Zoom. I just like to talk about cool technology, and a lot of times that has to deal with Zoom. And today is like every other day, I'm talking about Zoom. Honestly, really, I'm talking about my office setup. I have so many questions on what I'm using I don't even know what that is. We'll talk about it in a minute. What I'm using to do my videos, what I'm using to join my Zoom calls. So I thought we'd go over it and see what I have here. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't expect the average knowledge worker, information worker to have a setup like this. I certainly have expanded upon this setup over the last few years that I've been working for Zoom. But I think it's important to have that discussion is that, this is your career, right? Look at this. I'm going to actually move this a little bit here. I'm going to show you what I'm doing in a second. I'm going to put this on a tripod. Here we go. That's a little bit straighter. Okay. See, my shelves are straighter. Sometimes I get a little OCD and it annoys me that the shelves weren't straight because my camera was on a little bit of an angle. Okay. Back to I'm never going to finish this by 6, am I? Okay. This is my setup, my office setup. And I have a few things. I'm just going to give you a picture real quick. A picture of the setup. This is my view from above and behind of my office setup. And we're going to talk about it in a second. Is that in front of me is the ZV-1 camera. So let me go back to my laptop. In front of me is the ZV-1 camera right there. And yes, I have it in the middle of the screen. I'm producing a video and I want to see you eye level, right? I want to look into the lens and pretend you're going to pretend I'm talking right to you. And maybe I am. So that's my ZV-1 on a tripod. This arm right here is hooked to my desk. And what that means is I can literally lift this tripod and go behind my computer. So it's not, when I'm in the Zoom meeting and I'm presenting and showing data, it's not right in front of the screen. This one's right in front of the screen because I'm talking right to it. I'm not sharing anything on my main monitor. So that's the first thing I'm doing is I have a Sony ZV-1. I bought it off of Amazon used for around $550. It's the best investment I've made in a long time. It does up to 4K, which doesn't matter in a Zoom and or a WebEx and or a Microsoft Teams meeting because it could only do 1080p at the most, probably doing 720p, honestly. But I record all my videos in 1080p, and you're probably thinking to yourself, if you're a nerd, hey Patrick, why aren't you recording it in 4K? Because my laptop can't handle 4K. It's not powerful enough to handle 4K. I can't film in 4K. There's lag between the voice and the camera. I can't edit in 4K with Camtasia. I just don't have the horsepower to do it. Is that changing? Talk to my boss. I hope it does. I hope there's an M1 in my future, an Apple M1. If you're a nerd, you know what that is. It's a processing chip. I'm hoping that is coming so I can literally escalate to 4K. Not that 1080p is bad. It's amazing, actually, especially on YouTube. But I want to go to 4K and edit in 4K, film in 4K, record in 4K. I just can't do it with this setup. Okay, so now you see this SV1. I have a USB cable all the way across and underneath my desk. It goes all the way to the back of this docking station. I am running a Mac, an Apple Mac for my central compute. The reason why I'm running a Mac is because Zoom is Pro Mac. It's been a 2.5 year learning curve. I'm still learning. I was a PC guy for 20 years. I still don't know all the tricks of the trade, especially with the trackpad and the 3 fingers with the thumb and the 2 fingers and the slide. It's a lot. So I'm still learning. So I run a Mac. I hope to one day run a Mac M1 to run video, as I just said. I run an SV1, Sony ZV-1 camera. And now let's go back. Let's go back. By the way, this screen over here is just for fun. This is just typically I have TV running or YouTube running of just videos of, honestly, just I have like nature videos and or scenic videos of the jungle and stuff. It's a relaxing, cathartic way I can go through the day, and I can look at it while I'm in a meeting and kind of just relax a little bit. This is my main monitor. This is my main monitor. This is an LG 34-inch curved screen right here. This is my main monitor that I use for presenting data. So I do all my editing on the screen. I share my docs. Or I don't actually share my docs. Let me take that back. I view Zoom on the screen. I view Teams on the screen. I look at all my documents on the screen, on that big screen. I typically edit all my Word docs and my Google Docs all on that main screen. What I do with this screen on the bottom here, this screen right here is meant for, I typically run Zoom on this screen. So while I'm in a meeting, I have typically my camera and obviously the participants and attendees of the meeting here. I will dual monitor it, and I'll have a kick out of the collaboration or whatever they're sharing in the deck here or in the meeting here. So I actually have this full screen is Zoom on the left and then Zoom collab on the right, so I can see what they're sharing. And then here I'll have the Zoom client going all the time. So if anybody's texting me during the meeting or there's chats going on in the meeting, I can now run a dual setup screen here. Now you're saying to yourself, Patrick, there's 4 screens in your room. That is correct. This office has 4 screens in my room. I literally just told you what I use this one for, and what I use this one for, and what I use this one for. This one is a 55-inch Vizio that I converted to a 3rd monitor. 1, 2, 3. This one is just a regular TV, regular smart television. I say that, but you can see there's a Logitech Rally there, a Meetup. There's a Poly X30. Over here is a Microsoft Teams room. Behind that is a Zoom room. So when I want to do demos with Zoom rooms or digital signage and or workspaces and or Microsoft Teams rooms, I walk over here and log in with the Microsoft Teams room and the Zoom room, as well as there is a Zoom phone over there. So all my conferencing hardware is on the other side over there. I honestly rarely use it other than showing demos and or doing videos on what it looks like. I'm mainly obviously sit in front of the screen, just like you guys probably do at home. Oh gosh, how far is this video? What are we at? 9 minutes? Okay, we're good. We're fine. It's 5:35. It's happy hour on the East Coast. By the way, Sycamore Brewery in Charlotte, Southern Blonde. Fantastic light beer. I digress. Let's get it back into it. Remember, this screen over here is the screen I use for, really, I call it my garbage screen, or probably a miscellaneous screen is a better use of the term. This is a big 55-inch screen, and here's what I do with it. This window behind me, you actually see Microsoft Teams running with Windows server behind it. That is my Amazon workspace that I have, my VM, my virtual machine that I have, that I run all of my Windows applications through for testing and showcasing stuff like Mio. And customers ask, like, hey, why does my Windows machine look different than your Mac? I have a Windows machine behind me running on Amazon Workspaces. This right here is actually the Elgato control center where I run multiple cameras through, and I can control the zoom and the brightness and the contrast and all that stuff. And you're looking at it like, hey, where's that at? Well, this is my iPhone. This is my iPhone behind me, and to the side, I've used Elgato Cam, EpoCam, I believe is what it's called. And that way it gives me a backwards view of what's happening in my office. So that's how I got that view. I just took a screenshot so I can show you. So I have the SV1, the Sony SV-1 as my main camera. I have my iPhone going behind me. I also have side views. So this is my Logitech BRIO. My Logitech BRIO is actually up and to the right of my screen. You can see this right here. You can see it right here. That's my Logitech BRIO 1080p camera. Amazing camera. Love it. I've been using it for probably 5 years until I upgraded to the ZV-1. That's a bargain right there. That's a $149 bargain on Amazon. Fantastic camera. I use it just for ancillary purposes. And then over here, I'm going to go back down to my laptop. Over here, you see a Jabra Panacast. Actually, underneath here, you see a Jabra Panacast 50 that I use as well. We'll talk about that maybe in another video. But this is the Jabra Panacast. It is a huddle room type camera, which I think there's 3 4K cameras on that thing, which I get a 180 degree view. Do you want to see what it looks like? Well, there you go. There's a 180 degree view of what I'm looking at right now. Okay, there's so much stuff, right? Let's go on. Let's see, LG screen, Vizio screen. Let's talk about this thing, the Logitech Blue Sona. This microphone, XLR microphone, is not a USB. It's an XLR microphone. Therefore, I need an audio interface with it. This is a fantastic microphone. I've done actually a video on that. You can go to my YouTube channel and watch the video on this craftsmanship right here. This thing is a work of art. Logitech Blue Sona, amazing. I can't say enough good things about this. Thanks, Joe, for letting me use this thing. Oh, by the way, it's on a Rode boom arm right here. This thing's amazing. I don't know why this is clicking off, but this thing's a Rode boom arm that I have hooked to the microphone. Therefore, I can obviously move it upside down. Sometimes people don't like to see the microphone when I'm in the middle of a Zoom meeting, so I will turn it upside down like this, and then you don't hear it. I'll turn the gain up on my XLR interface, and that way I can still talk to you, and you can see my face, and I don't look like a streamer, but I'm going to look like a streamer and a podcaster right now. We're going to turn it right up. So let's go back. Let's go back right here. Right here is the mic is plugged into a Zoom U22 audio interface. That audio interface lets me then go from XLR right to USB right into my docking station for my Apple. So I can actually control the gain and the output from that XLR interface. Okay, what next? Oh gosh. Here. Let's go Panacast. See these things behind me? See these things behind me is that you're actually looking at a couple things. These are Elgato light strips. Both of these. I have two different versions of the light strip. It goes behind my shelving, and then I can control the color and temperature of that. You don't believe me? Look at this. This is actually, I'm showing the screen of my Vizio TV right here. I can now, with the Elgato Control Center, I can control both light strips, the color and the brightness of both of those light strips. Let's get into lighting a little bit, right? Is that you're going to see a couple of things. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights behind me. And why that's important is to showcase this. If you are into lighting, it's the most important part of your Teams and or Zoom and or WebEx and or any web conferencing meeting. Lighting is paramount. So let's go here. You're looking at the Elgato Key Light right here. This is the Elgato Key Light. This is my main light at 45 degrees to my face. This is the main light I use, and I control it. I control it through this app right here, this Elgato Control Center. I control my key light with the, what is it called? The brightness as well as the hue of that key light with that control center. On the other side, Logitech Litre BRIO, Litre Beam. Again, I can control that through this app over here. I can control it through this Litre Beam app right here. This is amazing. I can control, again, the brightness and the warmth of the light. I can control all of my Elgato lights right from this app. I actually use this app called Webcam Settings to control all my brightness, contrast, saturation of all my webcams. I control all my webcams with the camera hub over here, the 4K camera and all that stuff. And then over here, look at this. I actually have Spotify over here. I play all my music through Spotify right here. This is obviously my my Amazon workspace that I have for all of my Windows needs. What else do you need to see? Behind me, let's look real quick. The Panacast, I'm going to go up a little bit. You're going to see 2 more lights up here. 2 more lights. Ring lights, and what they're called ring lights are halo lights, right? Is that halo effect. Actually, it's right here. I know that's going to be a whole discussion. Is that I have, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lights. I'm going to show you some more lights in a second. Is that the Elgato light strips for just accent colors. I have the key light, the Elgato Key Light for my main light. I have my Litre Beam, my Logitech Litre Beam for what they call a fill light, right? So I'll just check it out. I'll just do this real quick. I'm going to actually open up the Litre Beam. Here's the fill light off. Here's the fill light on. It takes a little boy some of the shadows from the main light. You want me to turn the main light off, you say? Watch this. Oh my God. That main light, by the way, the Elgato Key Light is rock solid. That thing's on 16%. 16%. I then have, of course, this light up here. This adds a halo effect to my hair. I know. And has a different frequency right there. So what this allows me to do is adjust the lighting in the back, so I have some backfill on my screen. Okay, you're like, good God, Patrick. What else do I have? Oh, here you go. I'm going to switch to the Panacast real quick. Behind me, I have 2 lights. I can't even see it. Hold on. I'm going to switch to the BRIO. I'm going to switch the free BRIO right here. I'm actually going to switch to that light right there. I'm actually going to move that. Somebody must have kicked it. There you go. I have a Hue light right here. Oh gosh, can you even see it? Hue Light right here. Forgive the mess. I have another thing I got to install. And then I have a Hue Light right up there. What this allows me to do is a couple of things. This allows me to change the background color of my, I don't use a virtual background, right? That's the whole point. I use a real background. So you can see behind me, is this even on? Behind me is the ability to have a color here, right here, and then a color underneath here. And I could change these colors at any given time with my Philips Hue app. What this allows me to do again is to change the mood of my lighting. Today you're getting red. You're getting, what are we getting over here? Let's look at the Vizio screen. We're getting red here, right here. We're getting red and orange. We're getting red and orange here. Obviously with the Philips Hue, you're getting red on the bloom, is what's called the bloom. And then I'm just using a regular colored Hue light for that fill right there. And I can control whatever color I want. What's the last thing? Oh, here you go. This thing, this thing's a beast right here. This thing is a beast. Where am I going? Oh, let's go laptop. See where my finger's at? Hold on, let me pull off this, pull us over here. See that right there? That's where my thumb is at. That's how I'm doing all these transitions between cameras on the fly. I've actually programmed, it's called the Elgato Stream Deck. And what this allows me to do is program these buttons to do different scenes. So I can switch cameras. I can switch to a demo if you wanted to show you a demo. Like I could have a demo with my camera built in. I can switch to my Vizio. I can switch to my LG screen, what you're seeing right here. I can switch to my laptop screen. I could switch to, obviously you get the point, I could switch to my Sony ZV-1 screen. All programmed inside of that Stream Deck. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's really just shortcuts, but it makes your life as a creator so much easier. I really use that really even inside of my Zoom meetings. Is what I do is I create a virtual camera in OBS. Oh, by the way, yeah, let's go ahead and look at LG. You're looking at OBS right now. OBS is free software, open broadcasting system. I don't know, open broadcasting software. It is what you're seeing on the screen. This whole app right here is OBS. And I've put all my my speakers, my mics, my cameras, all built into that. And then on the left side, I have all these scenes right here that I can program into my Elgato Stream Deck and bring up on the fly. So now all this stuff I can put together creative content, right? I can put together flows and workflows. I can literally play rock music right from my Stream Deck. Right, I can play Spotify from my Stream Deck. I can change Spotify over here on my screen to jazz or country or whatever you want to listen to. The point is, my creativity is limited by my imagination. And do I expect people to do this? Oh, good God, absolutely not. This is above and beyond what anybody should do. And it's kind of the point is that I just wanted to showcase the power of this platform is why this is so important. And look at this. I'm going to actually pull up one more thing. Look at that graphic. Watch this. I'm going to just make it bigger. Yeah. Look at that. I'm going to bring that into into view. I can literally do this on the fly using what they call Prezi. I can use Prezi as a presentation software where I can talk about, we'll just say I was talking about Zoom and Google with a customer. I can use Prezi, I can use OBS, I can use virtual cameras, I can use all the power of what I'm talking about and showing you to make a better presentation. The whole point of the video is 2 points of the video, right? 2 points is to show you what I have, what it takes to literally create the content that I create today. Are you doing that? Probably not. That's probably not your job. It is part of my job, is to create content, engaging videos, educating our customers, maybe even YouTube videos, LinkedIn videos. That's part of my job. That's part of what I do. You need all these tools to really do it in a respectable, good way. Could you do it with just a BRIO? You could, right? You absolutely could. And I honestly have probably 100 videos of just me and the BRIO and sharing a screen. And guess what? If you're sharing good content, that's all it takes. It doesn't. You don't need all this stuff. You don't need all this stuff. Does it make it better? Only if you're a good presenter, 1. Only if you give good content, 2. Only if you're an engaging person, 3. Only if you can keep audiences entertained, 4. All this other stuff doesn't do you any good if you can't do those first 4 things. I am not a creator. I don't make a living being a creator. That's not what I do. I make a living being a distinguished architect at Zoom. I make a living talking to customers and partners and vendors about Zoom and the Zoom platform. The point is, I enjoy this as well. I enjoy creating content for a multitude of reasons. But in order to create great content, you need to be a great presenter, have a great personality, and have great hardware and software behind you. Only all those things combined make great content. You can have, well, I'm going to stop that there. I'm going on a little diatribe. I'll shut it up. I am not saying I'm a great presenter. I am not saying I'm a great content creator. I'm not saying I have great hardware. I'm just saying that's what it takes in order to be a great content creator. I'm working on it. I'm trying. I'm doing the best I can, and I'm learning every day. And by the way, I use Camtasia to edit all of my videos. So you can see how this is almost a full-time job, doing all this stuff, gaining knowledge in all this stuff, training yourself in all this stuff, doing OBS and Camtasia and Prezi and making it work together. It takes a lot to put all this content in a formula and in a way that is consumable by both customers, partners, and vendors, as well as my audience, right? It takes a lot of effort. And I put a lot of time and my own money. This is not donated to me. This is either stuff I've bought or stuff that I have given me through work to put all this together. What was I going to talk about the second thing? I can't even remember. Oh, I do have aspirations to obviously make it even better and put even more effort into it. Is that I don't expect the average knowledge worker or information worker that's just joining a regular Zoom and or Teams and or WebEx meeting to do all this stuff. That's not your job. You might be Susie in HR. You might be Bob in accounting. You might be Steve in sales. Your job is to sell stuff, numbers crunch, HR stuff, right? Content creation is not your job. But what I'm saying is you could make your webcams, or your web conferencing, your persona on meetings even better, really, really relatively on a budget. And I don't say you have to buy a Sony ZV-1. You could buy a BRIO, right? A Logitech BRIO for $149. You could buy a regular key light for, you don't need a Elgato Key Light. You could buy the Litre beam right away for $99. Just those 2 things alone would make your meetings and your quality and your attendees experience infinitely better. Infinitely better.